everyone, it's Froukje, and I'm back with another Operation Mainland PODsCast with Second Life creator Froukje, sorry if I butchered your name, from the infamous Dutchie Second Life store. Dutchie is one of Second Life's premier furniture creators that provides not only beautifully made but originally crafted mesh pieces for pretty much any place that needs furniture in Second Life. She's one of the original pioneers of adult animated furniture and provides a variety of items that will allow avatars to interact with not only the object itself, but with other avatars on the object as well.
Oh my.
You can find all of the information about the Dutchie store both on the marketplace and in World at the links provided in the info below. Now, let's get right to it. Okay, all right, so here's how this works. You see this little weird pot? Have you done these before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, never. But I've seen your videos. I love that.
I love these things. They're so fun. But yeah, you just click it and it'll sit you down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then that's it.
Okay. I don't even have a driver's license, so I'm really glad you're driving.
You know, it's funny. I'm not much of a driver myself. I make my husband drive everywhere because he's a better driver than me. And so, yeah, so it'll just do its thing. And then some people like to go into mouse look while they're riding just because I think the view is a little bit better. But, you know, but yeah, it'll just do everything for us now.
You know what I'm going to secretly do while we ride, don't you? I'm going to look... you can search the area.
Yeah.
And then I search for Dutchie to see if my stuff is on this. In the
Really?
Yeah.
That's a great idea. First question, you know, how long have you been in SL? And you said that Dutchie has been around for 12 years, right? That's what you said?
Well, my avatar logged on for the first time about 14 and a half years ago. And I think within 6 months I opened up shop. So yeah, Dutchie has been around for 14 years, I guess. And it took me about 5 years to get big and to be able to dump the day job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been doing it full time and yeah, I guess as a professional content creator for over 9 years now.
So when you start, okay, so first, how did you find out about Second Life?
I read this online article about exhibition of Vincent van Gogh movie paintings. And you could walk into them. They were 3D versions of his paintings. So I went in, I completely bypassed the help islands. I didn't know anything and I was stuck in this exhibition, but it was great and there were a lot of visitors, and at the end someone gave me a TP out of there and a box of free clothes. And yeah, then I started the rest of my journey in Second Life.
Okay, so you joined Second Life and now you're like this super amazing content creator. So how did you get from like, welcome to Second Life, I can't teleport, to now I make awesome stuff and fill it full of animations and textures? And did you have like a mentor that kind of gave you the builder's bug and got you started?
No, I wish you had been there at my start, so I could learn a bit about from these interviews. No, yeah, like really shortly after I came into Second Life, I bought a piece of land.
Yeah.
It was a community of I had a lot of gay male neighbors, and they showed me how to raise a cube. That was the first thing.
Yeah.
And then I bought my first house and I started deconstructing just to see how it was put together, and I was always looking for lower prim and better animations. So yeah, I took things off, I added animations, and then at some point I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I did.
And then you did. And from the beginning, was Dutchie always kind of like adult themed, or did it kind of evolve into the adult theme?
Oh, it kind of evolved into that. The first time I was really, really nervous, about adding adult animations, but I really wanted to make logical stories where you wouldn't go from a kiss to suddenly full-blown sex or something.
Yeah.
I wanted you to kiss and have foreplay and slowly into it and cuddle afterwards. And so I made the first adult beds and I sent them to a group of female bloggers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they loved them. They were really happy about with this feminine way of approaching the adult content.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to go where the people want you to go. I mean, you get steered into that. And I can honestly say the adult content is about 15% of what I make.
Yeah.
But it makes me 85% of my income. So I'm going to do this for as long as I can.
I think everybody would agree, like in general, that sex sells in Second Life.
You know what the most requested animation is in my beds? It's sleeping together under the covers. It's not sex. It's sleeping together under the covers. People, they lay their laptops besides them in their real life beds, and they look at their partner sleeping or their avatars sleeping in Second Life. That's, people want to connect. That's what it's for.
That is 100% like the story of Second Life, right? People on Second Life are trying to create relationships with other people, and that's actually really sweet. Like, that's nice that the most requested animation is the sleeping animation.
Unexpected too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So you probably at this point, since this is your full-time job, you don't even really have to, do you have to do a lot of marketing, or does just like everybody's like, oh, I need a new thing, I'm going to Dutchie?
You have to do marketing, and you have to do it all because you don't know what's going to work.
Right.
So you do the social media, you do, interviews like this.
Yeah.
I think these are really helpful, and they help your customers connect with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so you try everything, basically.
Yeah.
Marketing is a really important part of the job. You have to stay connected.
So how often do you release a new item?
Well, I've been trying to do it every month, but I find that really hard because a lot of my work really takes more than a month. Like if you make an animated piece of furniture, it's not just the model and the textures, but it's also the scripts and shopping for good animations and making a story of those. It often takes me more than a month. So I find that hard, but have we just been...
we just got ran over.
But I try to do it every month now, just so your customers know you're there. So you keep pulling them to the store, because new things bring people to your store, and then they buy the older things as well.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a really important lesson that I think that you don't really discover until you've had the store for a little while is if they do come to the store, sometimes you'll see it like when you look at your sales list, they'll like buy one thing and then it was like they walked around and they're like, ooh, I need this and this and this. And then they buy like 3 or 4 other things.
Yeah. Everything that gets people to your store, to your in-world store, those things should get the most. I also do updates, etc., but it's new things that draw the public.
Do you do like the big shopping events and stuff too, or is it mostly about your store?
Well, I think about 47.5% of my sales is the main store. 40% marketplace. I only do one event really, and that is Famished. That brings me about 12.5%.
Wow! One event brings 12%.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
But I don't really know how to judge that because that's a new item. So it might also be bring something to my main store if I would release it there.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's... and I feel like marketplace brings the most traffic to my store because you can make different landing spots. Every listing I do on the marketplace has a call to action underneath that says, come and try this in World at Dutchie, or come and see this in Worlds at Dutchie. And I hope that brings them, and then you actually see them land. So for me, I think marketplace is super important. One is the main, and events also bring you traffic. People get curious.
Tell me about your storybooks. You were telling me about your storybooks in an email.
Yeah, well, that's the pictures actually. What I think Dutchie sets Dutchie apart from other stores is the amount of attention that goes into the content, into the animations and the scripting, and that you can't convey that to your customers with just a picture of the model. So I really wanted to do pictures of the animations, and I started making these picture stories of about 8 or 10 pictures of what is actually happening. I really focused on those animations, and I use them anywhere. I use them on my Flickr, I use them on the marketplace, just to get people interested, just so they can see what they can actually play with. And I use them as slideshows in my store above my furniture, like on a couch. You see the whole progression of animations.
Like in the picture above the couch where it kind of like shows you a scene that you might experience on that piece.
Yeah, and it's a slideshow. So even if you go to my store on your own, there's entertainment. And I also make these sort of interactive storybooks that I send as an advertisement to my customers. So instead of a note card with, I made this, I just send them this HUD, and they wear it in their screen, and then they click on the pictures and they see the story develop. And that works really well for me. And that's also, and I think the videos are sort of a national progression to that.
Sure, that makes sense. And then would you say, I know this is kind of an impossible statistic for you to know, but would you say most of your clients are women or men?
Well, I can see who are the visitors to my website, etc. And it's actually really close to 50-50. I think women buy my stuff because they like it themselves, and men buy it because they can get women on it, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, everybody needs it, right? Like, yeah, that makes sense. When I first started practicing and like doing some research on becoming a vlogger, I came across your lap dance machinima. That was brilliant. It's like,
that's my most viewed video ever.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, that was the most brilliant marketing. I watched this video and I was like, she is a genius. Like,
why? Thank you.
And so, I mean, like, brilliant way to sell that. How many views does it have?
I think over 22,650 something.
Wow. That is so
amazing.
Are your other videos anywhere close?
No.
Yeah.
No, look, most of them have a few hundreds or maybe a few thousands. This one really stands out.
Yeah, so perfect. I bet you sold 1 million of them too when you came out.
Oh, it's selling very well, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we were talking a little bit before about your sales. You know, you have about maybe a little bit more marketplace sales than you do in-world sales. Why do you think that is? Why do you think most of your sales are coming through marketplace versus your in-world store?
Well, people that search for something go look for it on the marketplace. Everything's easier to find. I mean, in-world search, with all due respect, it's not that great, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah, so no, it's just the easiest way. And personally, I love to shop online, you know, in my real life.
Right.
So, I decided to invest in it very early on, and I do my best to make my listings really entertaining and informative, and lots of pictures and the call to action. And it has worked out for me.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I think the cool thing about the marketplace is I think it's easier to search, like you said. But then if you have the call to action at the bottom, if you're a person like me where maybe they didn't do the greatest job with the pictures, but you're like, I don't know, I want to see this thing in world, then you can go to the in-world store and then see it, you know? But I think once you've developed that trust with the business where you're like, oh, it's Dutchie, everything she makes is great, I probably don't even need to go and look at the pictures or something like that, and then you can just get it.
I'm very blessed. I have customers like that just buy it blindly. Just, you know, there's just always a small group of customers that buy everything you make.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that just
your
understands
VIPs.
you, and yeah, that's your tribe. And I tried, I really work for those people. Those are my most important people, really. And yeah, they do that. They buy blindly on the marketplace. They don't even need to demo it. There's a trust you get after a while. Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, and I guess that's also part of marketing. If you keep showing up and if you keep producing and making good stuff, just your history alone and then bonding with your brands brings you sales.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think Second Life, as long as you have good content, like you're producing something that's good, you just have to like keep at it and it will grow. It just takes time.
And find your niche and run with it.
Yeah.
Okay, for me it's furniture with good animations. I mean, would you have guessed that avatar heads would have gotten this big? I mean, yeah,
No.
and you see the few that stepped in first.
Yeah.
But also with bodies, like the Maitreya body. Yeah, that was the first. So everyone, that's kind of the
standard.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, because there's still other bodies that come out and they're amazing. But I mean, if you have a female avatar, there's probably a good chance you have a Maitreya just because everything fits it. The clothes fit it and it was the first. So,
And she's Dutchie.
Is she? Can you get me the hookup? I sent her a message, but she hasn't responded. I'd be like, hey.
She's very private. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Do you have friends or other avatars that you use to like align those animations the right way and to do your box covers and stuff for your items?
I have four avatars. I used to have 5, but then I started playing with her and she became too addictive, so I had to delete her. Because Second Life is as addictive to me as everyone else. But I have 4. I have 2 guys and 2 female avatars. And I have done a video as well about a dinner for 8. And I needed more. And then I asked for some customers, etc., to help me out. So because I didn't have enough avatars to do it all myself. Yeah, I'm often 4 avatars on those spikes with which you can model them, and that's what my day looks like, being 4 avatars.
So Second Life is pretty much like you do a lot of building, but you don't do a lot of hanging out these days, huh?
Hardly ever anymore. No, I log in around 9. My work days 9, sometimes 10. I mean, and I stay logged in till the end of the work day, and I do that about 7 days a week. I think in the last two years there were 5 days where I didn't log in.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with making your hobby your job. You're always working then.
Yeah.
But look, like even if I'm not in Second Life, I'm working, because when I go out, I have inspiration and
think about it and what am I going to do next and how can I make this better and
exactly. Yeah.
That's the entrepreneurial spirit that we call that over here in the States. And like, that's actually a really rare personality trait to find, like somebody that like kind of, I don't think obsessed is the right word with their business, but like,
that's the right word.
Is it like, I mean, cause I kind of feel that way about like my Second Life stuff, where you're like, you start working on it and then you're like, oh, I'll just tweak this and do this and how can I make this better? And, so I totally get it because I'm thinking about it all the time.
It being your job or something most important is not really just whether you get a financial reward for it, but creative reward is just as important, really.
Yep.
I have no commercial experience, no experience. I used to be a news journalist and there was no incentive for me to make money or something. I had to learn all that in Second Life, to think like a business owner and to think about selling and about reaching customers, etc. And that's the best thing about Second Life, all the things you learn while you do it.
For sure. Oh, I 100% agree with this. I think that too, Second Life is a really great like sounding board to test things for real life too, because there's so many business lessons that you can learn on like a smaller, less expensive scale, you know, in Second Life versus where if you were to go out and try to like open a furniture store in real life and, you know.